welcome back. There was a bee in my window. You might be wondering why I'm suddenly at home instead of at the woodland mansion that I promised to be continued. I haven't put it in the end screen, like it was all cinematic. I like to think I'm cool sometimes. So it actually took me a really, really long time to deal with that since I was so undergeared. And because I knew that I wasn't going to be going back there, at least in the near future. So I stripped that mansion for everything it was worth. Yes, I took every bit of carpet. It's fine. I'm back home now, and finally got a path from the nether. It's really finally got a path done through the nether. My portal being right here took me like 7-8 hours of back and forth, constantly trying to get home with stone pickaxes, but it's fine. We're home now, and there's some stuff I want to show you. So without further ado, please enjoy this masterfully edited compilation of my excursion into the woodland mansion that totally isn't just a tally of how many times I died. I'm going to pop up here really quick onto this hill that I've flattened out a little bit. So I think what I want to work on next is I'm going to put a roof over there. Going to put a roof over there so it's not raining on our stuff. I think I might put in like a temporary wall just so that I can have a good idea of what the gate portion is going to look like. I don't know if I want to make it look like a big wooden door or something. I'm thinking I'm gonna make like a secondary, like larger gate over that way. Maybe I'll add some detailing onto the side. I don't know. I saw somebody do like shelves, like the new wall shelf has like a detail going around like as like a border. Can't think of the actual term for it right now. I'll probably fix the logs on that side because I'm now realizing that the log border for that half is dark oak when literally everything else is spruce. So I'm going to have to fix that. So yeah, let's get to it, I guess. During my build process, I would normally just put like a music backing track behind any sort of like sped up time lapse. But I did want to point out that in case if anyone was wondering, I did originally have a video of me explaining my like starter house and planning for my store house and everything. And I know it feels like there's like a really big gap. It kind of got to the point where it really felt over edited and I was very unhappy with it. And in my perspective, especially coming from physical art forms, when you overwork a piece, you kind of get to a point where you have to trash it and start over. And I just kind of felt like I know that there's stuff in there that could be saved, but it was just stressing me out more trying to fix it and get my voice to match previous recordings of my voice, which is very, very difficult to me. Because like depending on the time of day, or if I'm caffeinated, or I don't know, the phase of the moon, I guess, I literally sound like a different person. So trying to like match my voice to my past voice is so freaking hard. And I don't know if anyone else experiences the same thing, but look, it just got to a point where I had to say, no more. Episode 2 is no longer episode 2. We're just gonna keep going and ignore the massive gap in having absolutely nothing to suddenly having a house and everything. So it's fine. I'm rambling. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop talking now. Yeah. Now that we have ourselves a relatively finished product, figured I could show you guys around and give you guys a tour. So welcome to my storage that is not actually a storage house and is actually based on a gatehouse from like some sort of medieval town fantasy thing. Please don't come for me for references. I do my best. I just do my best, okay? Okay, cool. Also, please excuse how tired I am. I'm so tired. This is my gate. This is my gate, and it looks like a gate. It's definitely not just a wall with doors. I was gonna do something. I had so many plans to do something cooler, but you know, this is what we have. I like to organize things in a very particular way. And it generally involves a combination of usage and color palette for the blocks. So as you see, we've got the dirt and the grass out here in the back because, you know, it's just dirt. You don't want to have that. It's like, it's accessible, but not, you know, in the way, because you're going to have way more. I'm probably going to have to extend the storage for that at some point. But then as you see, it continues down and we've got coarse dirt and what will eventually be clay and mud and terracotta, and then we moved to glass, and then the glass is there because we have our sand and our gravel, and then we have all our stone and nether stones, all nice and tidy and color coordinated, except for this nice chest up here at the top that's unlabeled because that is amethyst. And I didn't know where else to put it, but it's also a rock. So that's what we get. Thank you. Really liking the shelves. Shelves with buttons are absolute peak. But the most painful thing to do, because I know it's showing it here. It looks like it's not bad. There's only one, right? But why don't I take you on upstairs? Oh, that eventually, when I have a better idea, will look like a kitchen. I just don't really have a plan. But if I take you up here, this is where we have our wood and natural blocks. Because even though they're not in here, one of my favorite blocks to build with is melon. I think it's super fun. It's a really interesting color. But if you look down the sides of these, and our little gallery wall, down the sides of the walls, we've got the shelves, and to mimic the bolts that are just in the texture for the spruce shelves are buttons. And if you are not someone who builds or really super into detail or anything, you will realize that, or you might not have realized yet, that when you put things on shelves, it has to be an individual item, or else it will take the whole stack. So if I take this button and I go to put a torch instead, it took all 39 torches in my hand. So for these buttons, over the course of this entire build, it took me multiple stacks of buttons. I had to clear out my hotbar and just have an individual button in every single slot, and then go through one by one until I made it all the way down and cleared out my hotbar, and then I had to go back in my inventory and do it again. We have our nice little connection, which is supposed to be kind of like the top of this little wall here. There will eventually be banners. The sun is setting. Nice view of our sheep and our chicken jail. You can see some of the details of the outside. Try to make this look like it's very much like worn down and patched up. And now that the copper has oxidized, it makes the lanterns blended really nice. And then we're out into the next building of the storehouse, gatehouse. And this is up here is kind of where I've been putting other materials, like other as in like the category is other, you know? When it's like you've got your food, you've got your redstone, you've got your building blocks, and then you have other, you know? So that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. It's not the most organized yet. Most of these chests are actually empty. But as we build up a better collection of materials, hopefully. So like we've got wool, which most of my wool is still back at the Woodland Mansion because I have not finished the Nether Highway, and it's not really high on my priorities right now. Got armor stands, and where I will probably have like extra armor and armor stand materials, because I do have the armor stand mod and I'm really wanting to learn how to utilize that and like work with it. So we're prepared. Have our various mob heads. I love the breeze head. Music discs, and then like, see, like this is just like lapis and snow and a singular glowing ink sac, and now this fire coral. So like these are all empty, and I'm not quite sure how I'll organize that yet, but we'll get there when we get to it. Got like books and stuff, you know, all the details. And make our way down here. I don't know what to do about this door. I wanted to make it an arch, but I also wanted it to be able to close all the way, and in a fit of panic, I just put a fence post there, and I don't really know what to do about it. I just kind of left it, but we'll figure it out eventually. And then this is kind of like the the workshop of the gatehouse, where we've got iron, gold, redstone, furnaces, redstone, copper, the works. It's a bit run down, patched up, but it's cozy. It's nice. I don't know, it feels quite cozy in here, even for how icky and gross and cracked it looks. So now that it's mostly organized, oh, also music discs as door handles, best thing ever. I'm just pointing that out. And then my little nook for when I need to sleep. Okay, so moving on from the storehouse, my little, gatehouse. My little gatehouse to what will hopefully be a sprawling city. Also here's what it looks like from up here. Actually, really quick before I move on, I do think that there are some things that could be added to it. I did finally finish up like that bit of wall with the stripped pale oak, which looks really nice. I don't know if I want to add some over here. I think that'd be a bit too much, but I'm not quite sure if there's any other details that I would want to add or not. But if there are any ideas, I am always open. Moving right along, my next project is up here. Already been working a bit on it, and for some reason there's like an aggressive amount of chickens everywhere, so we're just gonna ignore that. But right up here at the top, at the hilltop, we have what will eventually be my villager trading hall. Doesn't look like much right now. I know it probably looks a bit confusing, but I originally built the layout for it in creative mode just to see how big I wanted it to be, because of references I was using was like an actual art sketch rather than anything, so like I had to kind of figure out how to transfer that into Minecraft. This is my next project, and I'm really excited for it. I'm thinking I'll be sticking with the same block palette as the others, just a little darker, a bit more cobblestone, more medieval vibes. But yeah, we're gonna do the villager trading hall. I'm super hyped. And that's all I really have to say on the matter. I'm just really excited about it. So since this is going to be my next project, I think I'm going to leave the bulk of this build for the next episode, and hopefully, that'll come out a bit faster than this one, since I've been having some issues with storage on my computer and accidentally deleting the half of my footage from the Woodland Mansion that I'm still kind of mourning. It's fine, there's nothing we can do about it. It's fine. Yeah. So with that, I guess I'm just gonna, I don't know how to close out the video. I haven't actually really done that, I guess, realizing that I just kind of like let it go on its own last time. Bye.